Breaking news, drills got a huge buff. The question is, are they actually good now? Back in 1.4.4, and for a long time before that, drills had a bug that made them slower than they were supposed to be. Add that on top of their innate range penalty, and they just sucked. With many pickaxes, it only took a speed reforge and ambrosia to have an identical speed and almost no effort to be faster. And they could get much faster than drills. You can go watch this mining guide if you want to learn more about how to do that. This is what used to be true. Most pickaxes needed about 20% mining speed to be better than drills, so a mining potion or ancient chisel, something a bit more than a food buff, but not that much more. Now, this is what you need to beat drills. With most pickaxes, you need 15% more mining speed to be better than drills than you did in the past, with some needing 10% and the endgame pickaxes uniquely needing 20%. The endgame drills are actually extremely fast. This update gave them a 50% speed buff, and late game it will almost always be faster to use a luminite drill than a pickaxe. 15% more mining speed to make pickaxes better than drills. 15%! Man. It sure would be a shame if Relogic added an item in the exact same update that gave 15% mining speed, took that one shimmer of hope that drills had, their one saving grace, and threw it in a trash compactor. Yeah, they did. That happened. Kites. You know all those fun, goofy kites that would get dropped during windy days? Yeah, they're actually extremely strong now. Any kite provides a 15% mining speed, 15% placement speed, 25% movement speed, and 0.1 luck bonus for up to 12 minutes. That is the same mining speed bonus that a major food buff would give you. And you can just buy a kite from the zoologist, the koi kite. They're quite common drops during windy days as well. It takes about a minute of flying the kite to fully charge the bonus. It builds up over time. I know it says 13 minutes, it's technically 12 minutes and 1 second. Now you might be wondering, what if you can't fly a kite? It's not always windy, and you don't get the bonus if the kite is on the ground. So if the bonus is restricted to windy days, that's not that amazing. Well, that's just the thing. There's no check to see if a windy day is happening. It just checks if the kite is on the ground. You can just sit in the air. It's about the most depressing way to fly a kite I've ever seen, but apparently it gets you in high spirits. You're like a Great Depression child looking for entertainment. Also, if you're scared of heights, you can right-click to reel in the kite and kiss the fish instead. Ultimately, that means 3 things. Drills are better than they used to be. They're 1 tick faster across the board. This is more impactful the faster the drill is. The Drax got a 25% speed buff, while Luminite drills got a 50% speed buff. At face value, with no reforges or mining speed bonuses, a Drax is 75% faster than a pickaxe axe. And if you are not using any bonuses, drills are better. But to put that into more understandable numbers, you go from a Drax destroying 12 blocks per second in 1.4.4 to 15 blocks per second in 1.4.5. That's not that big. And pickaxes are still a lot better than drills, and it's about as easy to cover the gap between pickaxes and drills as it was before, since you can just fly a kite. With a reforge, a pickaxe axe only needs a 10% speed boost reforge, not specifically light. A mining potion, an ancient chisel, kite, and any food will make a pickaxe axe 4 times faster than a Drax. 4 times faster! You destroy 60 blocks per second instead of 15. And smaller bonuses still have a huge lead on the drill. It used to be a bit difficult to reach the mining speed cap of 70%. You could get to 60 or 65% pretty easily, but that last 10% was always a bit awkward. You'd need to use a major food buff, or constantly reapply a slice of cake, or get lucky with mining armor drops. Now, it's quite trivial. 20 minutes in the underground desert in pre-hard mode, and you will have capped mining speed for the rest of the game. Drills and pickaxes are both better, and the only drills worth using now are the Luminite drills, because those went from 20 blocks per second to 30, which is pretty big. A big old buff. A lot of branches on that buff. Any drill worse than those is in the same position that they were in during 1.4.4. If you're putting the bare minimum amount of effort into mining speed bonuses, they will be worse than pickaxes. And the third thing is actually 2 things and have nothing to do with drills or pickaxes. I'm done with those. There were 2 other major changes to mining that came in 1.4.5, power bombs and ore generation changes. Power bombs are straightforward. They are an upgraded bomb with hard mode ore. You can use any bar, and they have an explosion radius 2 tiles larger than dynamite. They are thrown at the speed of dynamite, not the speed of bombs, and can blow up the basic hard mode ores, but not chlorophyte. They're very good. They are just a better dynamite and can destroy blocks at a fearsomely fast pace. They are the fastest way to hollow out large areas underground before Plantera. After that, rockets are king. Last, but certainly not least, there was a little note in the changelog that said Tier 2 and 3 hard mode ores now generate in larger veins, like Tier 1 ores. And you might be wondering, how much does that actually change? Because it's not clear how much of a difference that made. Well, let's find out. I made a medium-sized world, killed the wall of flesh, and copied the world 4 extra times in Tmod Loader, which is on 1.4.4. I then imported a copy of each of those worlds into 1.4.5 and smashed 12 altars in each of the worlds. So we have 10 identical worlds, 5 in 1.4.4 and 5 in 1.4.5, and I used T-Edit to see how much hard mode ore was placed in the world. For Tier 2 ore, the difference is pretty minor. There's a 17% increase in their recorded averages. For Tier 3 ore, that increase is almost 50%. That's right, Tier 3 ore was made about 50% more common in a throwaway line in the patch notes. Instead of having about 6,500 ore in a medium world, you have about 9,500. I can't understate how huge that is. I was doing some mining in a multiplayer world with friends. It took me about 10 minutes to go from a Tier 1 pickaxe to having 3 full Tier 3 armor sets. These ore patches are massive, and it changes the evaluation of hard mode ores quite a lot. Previously, they were balanced by scarcity, and you might make low tier armor sets if you couldn't find enough Tier 3 ore, but now, since they're 50% more common, it's very easy to get enough for an armor set, it's much less of a time investment, and there's not much reason to settle for a lower tier. They also added a hard mode upgrade to the mining armor with more defense, but it doesn't work with the ultra bright helmet, so I refuse to acknowledge its sovereignty. With all that, mining in hard mode got some huge buffs across the board. You have better bombs, better drills, better mining speed for pickaxes, and more ores. And unfortunately, when everything gets a buff, that means drills still suck.